thousands of people in Maine are still under a lockdown this morning as police search for the man who killed more than a dozen people at a bowling alley and a bar. Now, this was the scene last night as authorities spent hours surrounding a home believed to be owned by a close relative of the suspect, 40-year-old Robert Card. Now, for a brief moment, it seemed as if authorities were closing in on him as they called for him to come out of the house several times. Well, after repeated announcements and a search, police cleared that area. So as we enter now the second full day of the search for Robert Card, law enforcement is now scouring the woods and waterways. ABC's Piagentini is in Lewiston, Maine with more.
Overnight, investigators appearing no closer to catching Robert Card, the Army reservist wanted for the deadly mass shootings in Maine. Heavily armed police surrounding a home associated with Card Thursday night. Loud bangs ringing out through the neighborhood as police shouted for Card to surrender. ABC's Aaron Katersky was there.
And a number of tactical vehicles and troops come in, drones, helicopters, and our reporters there heard calling out commands to say, come out, calling the suspect by his name. And the suspicion was that they may have had him surrounded.
But nearly 2 hours later, most of the SWAT teams leaving the property. Police say Card opened fire at a bowling alley and nearby restaurant in the small city of Lewiston Wednesday night, killing 18 people and injuring 13. ABC News learning Card's sister told investigators she thought her brother may have been going after an ex-girlfriend at the bowling alley. 2 counties still under shelter-in-place advisories this morning. Schools and businesses are closed as far as 50 miles from the shooting scenes.
Everybody's scared. I mean, nobody is used to having a shooter in Maine.
According to sources, investigators finding a suicide note at Card's home addressed to his son. It did not provide a motive for the rampage, but contained bank information and what are described as rantings. Card this past summer was treated at a mental health facility after reportedly hearing voices and allegedly threatening to attack a National Guard facility. Piagentini, ABC News, Lewiston.
And this morning, authorities and family members have begun identifying some of the victims in that mass shooting. Bob Violette was one of 11 people killed at the bowling alley. He was a coach for the Youth Bowling League. And Joseph Walker, a manager at the bar and grill, was shot while trying to stop the suspect at the second shooting scene. Walker was one of 7 people killed at the bar. Many of those victims were part of a gathering for the deaf. Now, this is developing in real time, so to keep up to the minute with this story, stay up to date on our website, WHAS11.com, or you can download the free WHAS11 app. Here at home, Louisville Metro Police are looking for a driver who hit and killed a woman in the California neighborhood. Police say just after 8:30 last night, a woman was crossing Broadway near 15th Street when she was hit by a car. That car did not stop. EMS pronounced the woman dead on the scene. Now, detectives are also looking for the people responsible for a deadly shooting in the Parkland neighborhood. Police say just after 3:30 Thursday afternoon, officers found a man who'd been shot at Kentucky and 28th Streets. He later died at a local hospital. If you have any information about either of these cases, you're urged to call the anonymous tip line at 574-LMPD. Ford is delaying production at its second battery plant in Hardin County. The company made the announcement during its third quarter earnings call.
We are also slowing down several investments, including making a decision with SK On to delay the second Blue Oval SK JV battery plant in Kentucky.
Chief Financial Officer John Lawler says they're adjusting their electric vehicle production and future plans to better match demand. Blue Oval SK is building 2 plants in Glendale. They're expected to employ 2,500 people each. A spokesperson for Ford tells us the first plant is still scheduled to begin operations in 2025. Now, that announcement comes as UAW members at Ford's Kentucky truck plant are back at work. The company and union reached a tentative deal after 6 weeks of negotiation. Local UAW President Todd Dunn calls it the best deal he's seen. It includes a 25% wage increase over 4.5 years and the return of cost of living adjustments. Workers we spoke with say they're excited to get back to work.
It's safe to say a lot of us is got to be relieved. Of course, not all of us, because some people, people are different. But personally, I'm speaking for myself. I'm glad that it's over.
Now, Dunn said he's heading to Detroit Sunday to meet with national leadership and discuss the new deal. He anticipates local union members will vote in person on November 12th. The Louisville Metro Council says it is almost done forming a new committee that will oversee the removal of one of its councilmen. Republican Anthony Piagentini was found guilty of 6 ethics violations last week. WHAS11 reporter Travis Breeze and photojournalist Aspen Hester show us how soon we could see a full vote to remove him from office.
Councilwoman Cindy Fowler says they will make a decision by next Tuesday on whether or not to form a charging committee, but all signs point to that happening. She says the people of Louisville want consequences for Piagentini's actions.
I think the public expects us to do the right thing. There was recommendations handed down, and I believe that those speak for themselves.
The Ethics Commission found Piagentini guilty of 6 ethics violations last week for taking a job with the Louisville Healthcare CEO Council soon after sponsoring one of their grant applications. He did remove his name as a sponsor seconds before the final vote. Fowler said she hopes a Republican will join them on the charging committee, but they will move forward either way.
I'm still holding a spot for our Republican colleagues.
Fowler said she could not name the Democrats that have put their names forward, but they do have more than 5. Piagentini did not make any comment to us today. He is still considering his own legal action to try to clear his name. He also confirmed that he is still an employee of the Healthcare CEO Council, but he made clear to us that his employment has nothing to do with the $40 million grant. In Louisville, Travis Breeze, WHAS 11 on your side.
And to stay up to date with this story, just head over to our website, WHAS11.com.